We work with thousands of successful garages throughout the UK and Ireland, and the top 1% have this one thing in common. They understand these 5 fundamental pillars when it comes to retaining profit and running an efficient workshop. In this video, we're going to walk you through each of those 5, show you what happens when they break down and how you can use them together to join the top 1%. Our workshop's reputation starts and ends with front of house. It's the customer's first point of contact with the business when they first call in, make a booking, and drop their vehicle off. It's also where your communication flows into the back of house. If this isn't solid, it's going to work like a domino effect. Everything else is going to break down. From the business owner's perspective, if they're looking for visibility, this is where it's managed. A strong front of house is the quickest way to bring the rest of the business up to speed. It touches nearly all your business operations, and it's the reason why that comes in at number 1. So let's start with an example. A customer calls up about a fault light. Front of house checks the diary, books them in and records all the information. The customer's then going to get a text message the day before to remind them. The technician is ready with the job notes right in front of them, all the vehicle history ready to be pulled up so they can do their job efficiently. But none of this is going to work if you're not recording full and accurate information, like full names to give that personalized touch, email addresses and phone numbers so you can actually send the reminders. For a lot of garages, this is where things fall apart. When front of house is handled correctly, you get faster turnaround times, fewer no-shows, and a business that looks and feels professional. It's the first pillar of a modern garage because it sets the tone for absolutely everything that follows. The most successful garages are implementing these things. A live bookings calendar so they can manage in real time their bays, technicians and jobs for the day, postcode lookups as well as registration lookups to make sure they're recording accurate information as well as saving theirs and the customer's time. Automated reminders to send text messages and emails for MOTs, services, booking confirmations, everything you need to keep that customer coming back. Job status tracking, which is made really easy with our T-card feature, as well as an online bookings portal to make sure the customer has the most convenient possible experience. Back of house. When we say back of house, we're referring to the workshop where the technicians live. If front of house have passed over accurate information, the technicians have all this right in front of them. They see exactly what needs to be done. They can see what part of the journey the job's at through the T-card system. There's no confusion, no running around or shouting across the workshop to see what's going on. When you are running on paper, shouting across the bays and taking 10 minutes to read poorly written handwriting, you're spending so much more time than you should be and essentially leaking profit. At the end of the day, this is where the money's made. If your technicians aren't being efficient, they're not getting as many cars out of the bays as they could be, and you're not taking in as much money. When your technicians are chasing information, not tracking their time, and just not knowing what they're doing, it's impossible to charge correctly. A strong back of house keeps the workshop moving like clockwork. You've got clear job allocation, accurate information, everyone knows what they're doing all the time. So let's give you an example. A car comes in for a service, the technician clocks on, checks the notes and gets to work. Halfway through, they see there's a part that needs replacing. All they're going to have to do is add notes onto the system. The front of house picks that up straight away. They can order the part directly through the job sheet with our Napa parts integration. They can contact the customer straight from the record. Before you know it, the parts arrive, the car's barely spent any extra time on the ramp, and you've brought in more profit. In a disorganized workshop, this is where things are going to break down. The technician has to run to the service advisor, explain the issue. They're then going to have to dig through paperwork, find the customer's details, let them know the issue, and order the parts manually. All of this is going to take so much longer. It also protects your reputation. When the work's clear and traceable, there's no guesswork. The technicians can add their own notes onto the system that go straight to front of house, so they're not getting shouted at for their messy handwriting. So in summary, a great back of house are going to be using these things. Technical data, which the mechanics can access right there and then, leading to faster and more accurate repairs. Tech times for clocking in and out of jobs. That's going to lead to more accurate reporting. You've got parts integration directly from the system, like with our Napa parts catalog. Internal notes to relay messages straight to front of house. Maybe that's requesting approval, all without the mechanic ever even leaving the bay. You've also got real-time job status updates. This means everyone can see exactly what part of the journey the job's at. there's complete visibility for everyone involved. Accounts. So if front of house keeps your customers and data organized, back of house keeps the work flowing, accounts is where these two join together. It's the moment a job stops being a task and starts being revenue. Every single transaction and invoice all runs through this pillar. If you get this wrong, you're in serious trouble. You end up with things like missed payments, late invoices, and jobs that you've completed but never billed for. It doesn't matter if you've got the busiest workshop in town. If the money coming in doesn't match the money going out, you can't keep your doors open. So let's give you a simple example. You text finish a job, the invoice goes out automatically and the payment's recorded instantly. These figures are going to show up in your reporting and go straight to your accountant, so everyone has visibility straight away and can see exactly how the business is doing. In a garage without structure, the complete opposite happens. Invoices pile up, things go missing, the accountant's on your back asking for things where you've got no idea where they are. Cash flow gets so unpredictable. The accounts pillar is going to give you complete control over your numbers, and it's the brains behind every decision that you make. A great accounts pillar is going to be using things like instant invoicing, which goes straight to the customer, even with any changes you've made throughout the job. That information is then also going to go straight to your accounts package, like Sage or Xero with our accounts integration. This means you're not wasting time with double entry or exporting and importing information into different systems yourself. They're even using features like splitting invoices when they're dealing with insurance. Payments. So if accounts is telling you what's owed, payments is how you actually get the money. This is so important for every single business. Like we said earlier, if the money's not coming in, you cannot keep your doors open. This is why it's so surprising how little options so many garages give their customers to pay. Customers' expectations these days are so high. They use Apple Pay, click links to purchase, and as much as we want them to, they just don't carry wallets full of cash around. The payments pillar, in essence, is about one simple thing: making it as easy as possible for customers to pay you. It sounds simple, but it will completely transform your business. Let's just look at it from the customer's point of view. They've had an MOT done. As soon as it's finished, they get an automatic message saying the car's ready to be collected, as well as a link to pay. They pay before they even turn up. There's no waiting in queues. They get the keys and leave straight away, feeling happy and wanting to come back again. They even have the option to pay up front with our brand new Connect feature on our online bookings portal, where you can take deposits or even the full thing before the customer even steps foot in the door. So for you, every single transaction is matched, tracked, and visible instantly. That means no more missed receipts, half-filled spreadsheets, or reconciling until 10 o'clock at night with your eyes half shut. The best payment setups are using integrated card terminals. This means the payment goes straight from the system to the card machine. You're not spending time messing around, pushing buttons, or accidentally charging the customer the wrong amount. You've got online payments like through Garage Pay. This means the customer can pay in their own time, at their own convenience, before they even get to the garage. You've even got things like deposits and prepayments. With all of these, the transaction is going to be matched up to the invoice instantly, so your reporting and visibility is super clear. The business owner. So if the first four pillars are going to keep the garage running, this one is going to keep it growing. It's all about visibility, knowing exactly what's going on in every single department without having to chase people for answers. When the garage is growing, you can't rely on being everywhere at once. You need accurate information to make informed decisions. When the other pillars are strong and working like they should be, you'll be able to see absolutely everything, like what's been booked in, what's in progress, invoiced and been paid. You can manage and view the day-to-day operations even while you're off playing golf. When you have that kind of visibility, you can spot patterns and trends, like your MOTs being up 1 month and your services being down. Instead of finding that out 3 months later, you can act on it today and use GDS to send out a marketing campaign or adjust your pricing, all from live real-time insights. It's what a modern garage owner does. They're not reacting to what's in front of them, they're one step ahead. With a garage management system, the business owner has these 5 pillars helping them run their garage. Front of house, who keep the communication clear, which then flows into back of house, who actually get the work moving. You'll then have accounts with accurate numbers so that payments can keep cash flowing. Finally, you've got the business owner who keeps everything aligned. When all these 5 pillars are connected and running smoothly, smoothly, your garage is going to be joining that top 1%. The good news is the GDS garage management system has been built with these 5 pillars in mind. If you want to see how this will change your workshop, click the link in the description and book in a demo, and a member of our team will be in touch.